The brand new Valcom multicolor flasher features customizable RGB colors as well as several selectable flash patterns. In this video, we'll look at what comes in the box, explain the different mounting options, and review the initial software setup using the VIP102B setup tool. First, let's take a look at the outside of the box, and in particular the label. And you'll notice that there's a QR code on this label. This leads you to the instruction manual for this particular device. You're going to get that same information in this video, but if you ever wanted the print manual, there's where you find it. It also has a part number and a MAC address. This is the first of 3 times that you're going to see this label. There's going to be one on the device. There's going to be a loose one in the accessory bag that you can use to put into a logbook so you know where all these devices are. And there's obviously this one on the outside of the box. The part number for the Valcom protocol device is VIP-VAF. There are also 2 other versions available that run on different software and a different protocol. One is for Informacast, and if you're a Cisco customer, you'll know what Informacast is. Same part number, VIP-VAF-IC, so it has an IC suffix after it. And then there's also a version for Intrado Revolution. That is the same as well, VIP-VAF, but with a -SA suffix at the end of the part number. So let's cut this open, take a look at what's in the box. First thing that you'll notice is the accessory bag. There are a couple of screws in this bag that we'll get to in a second what those are for, as well as 2 gaskets that are used for outdoor mounting of this device. It can be mounted outdoors as well as indoors. And there's also the second of those 3 MAC address labels that I talked about previously. Let's set that aside. We'll need that when we do our mounting, but we don't need it just yet. And let's pull the device out of the box. Just like many other Valcom devices, this packaging is essentially compression plastic. There's no need to cut the plastic to get the device out. You just simply pull this whole thing out of here and flip the wings of the cardboard open to release the tension on the plastic. That way, if you bench program these devices, you can put them back in the box and they won't rattle around. If you cut all the plastic off of them, then your devices will rattle around when you put them back in your boxes. So keep that in mind that this packaging is reusable. Just set this down for just 1 second. Get the box out of the way. I'll zoom in just a tiny bit and we'll take a look at the device itself. First of all, you'll notice that the mounting plate is not attached. That is what these 2 screws that come in the accessory bag are for, is to attach the flasher itself to the mounting plate, which we'll get to in just a second. But we figured you're going to take it apart anyway to mount it, so just save you a step by leaving the screws out. The device itself has 4 screws on the inside. It's pre-assembled. There's no disassembly required, so there's never any reason that you should take those screws out of the device. You also notice the 3rd of those 3 MAC address labels I talked about. And then within the cutout here, you'll see that there is an RJ45 connection. That is for both your network and power. This is a PoE Plus device only. There's no external power supply available for this. So the only way to power it is by using PoE Plus. That means your switch will need to be a PoE Plus switch, or you'll need a mid-span power injector. We do not provide a mid-span power injector for this that's PoE Plus, but there are many that are available on the open market that you can get. You also see that there are some screw terminals. Those are for relay connections, call switches, and to reset the device. I'll put an overlay on screen that shows the pinout for those screw terminals, but you can also get to that pinout by scanning the QR code that comes on any of the MAC address labels. Interior mounting is super simple. You're going to need a low voltage box of some sort. This is just a rough-in ring, but any low voltage box will work, whether it's a new work or old work. You'll need your network drop, and then you're going to need the mounting plate. It tells you which side is up. The screws to mount this to your low voltage plate are not included. Use whatever is most practical for your particular application. But we'll mount this on the wall, then we're going to simply attach our flasher body to it, and that's it. For exterior applications, you'll need some sort of outdoor electrical box, and you'll need these two gaskets that come in your accessory bag. This one goes on first. It actually goes between the mounting plate and the electrical box itself. Again, we don't provide the hardware to mount the electrical box to the wall or the screws to mount the mounting plate to the electrical box. We rely on you to pick the appropriate hardware for your application. So let's go ahead and get that gasket and the mounting plate onto the outdoor electrical box. So the first step is to remove the white backing from the larger gasket and affix it to the mounting plate. Then we'll affix the plate to the electrical box. In a real-world installation, this would obviously be in conduit, but for our illustration purposes, we're just going to pretend that this is in conduit. The gasket itself has a pre-cut hole in it where you can pull your network drop through, and then you can attach with your orientation arrow upwards, you can attach your mounting plate to your electrical box. Next, we'll take the smaller gasket and we will remove the backing and attach this to the back of our flasher. Next, plug in your network drop and use the two included screws to attach it to the mounting plate.